Hi, welcome to our Knit Tea Retreat podcast. Today we are going to round up our last KAL and talk about the next one. I'm Jenny and I'm known as All About Yarn all over the internet.
And I'm Zoe. You can find me as Pins and Needles UK.
If you wanted to send us an email about anything that comes up in the podcast, you can email us at theknittearetreat@gmail.com and we'll link that in the notes down below.
Yes. It's the weekend. My whole family's in, so I'm sorry about the yelling up the stairs.
It's fine. Yeah. It's fine. Just keep going.
The whole point of this retreat is that it's a homely knitting family affair. So, you have to give me a pass on that one. Any sudden thumps or...
Husband's shouting. Oh, it might be all right because we're using the microphone.
Oh, it might be all right. We'll see.
Yeah. We started out so professionally.
We really did. It was good.
It was going to be good.
I even hoovered before you arrived.
Did you?
I did, yeah.
Oh, she loves me.
Yeah, although there's a dead fly I missed. Anyway, do feel free to email us.
Keeping it real.
Keeping it real. And I will put links and notes down below.
Yeah, you can always find us on Instagram and Ravelry and sort of on Facebook. We have a Facebook presence, but we don't do an awful lot with it.
No, we don't. I'm just
Instagram
not a big
is
fan
our
of Facebook.
social media of choice, I think.
Yeah.
Apart from Ravelry.
It's a nicer place, Instagram.
It is, less negativity.
Anyway, we wanted to start by thanking everybody who took part in the Beaker button make-along. I've really been enjoying looking at the thread. There's been a really interesting mix of different sorts of patterns.
So many as well. It's been brilliant. And I have actually quite enjoyed seeing all the sock madnesses.
Oh, yes, because there's the end of that, the start of that coincided with the end of the KAL.
Yeah.
Brioche socks. Madness. They were lovely though. I loved how she switched the colours over for the second sock. I thought that was really good fun.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I would like to give a special mention in dispatches to Charlie, who did in fact post a short Insta stories of her knitting whilst twirling on an office chair.
Yes. Yeah, that definitely gets bonus points for entry into a prize draw. She
is the Yarn Ambassador pod blog, and I will leave links to her things down below as well because she needs more viewers. It's a fantastic podcast.
I was so surprised when I saw. I mean, I suppose she's still quite new, but
but she's hilarious,
really she needs all of you to go and subscribe. Yeah. And she's going to be at the retreat.
She is. So I'm making a note, Charlie, to link your podcast.
Yeah. Plus, we've been on it.
We have. Well, I was briefly on it, but she did an interview. Her thing is that she picks an indie dyer and does a podcast on that yarn. So she discusses the dyeing sort of techniques and how it works up. She shows things that she's made from it, yarn still in the skein. It's a really interesting in-depth thing. And her very first episode was lovely Debbie of Down Sheepy Lane, and she actually got to go and interview Debbie in person.
Oh, that's cool.
And Debbie is coming to the retreat, so just this little
it's going to be a reunion.
Yeah, it's brilliant. So yeah, I'll link to Charlie's podcast down below.
Fab.
And I put a big star next to it.
She did make a very gorgeous jumper.
She did.
Out of my yarn.
She did. I liked the
epaulettes.
Yeah. She interviewed Jenny when we were in Edinburgh. It was like -2 degrees and we were sat in a park. We were sat in a park just off Princes Street, but it was
Princes Street Gardens, moving benches around to position cameras. And
it was a memorial bench. There was a little plaque on it saying in memory of, and I was like, I'm ever so sorry. So I get haunted by a Scottish ghost, it'll be the lady whose bench I disturbed.
You never know, she might have been a knitter, she might have approved.
She might indeed have been a knitter, that's a nice thought.
Yeah.
We got horribly distracted again.
Oh dear.
But yes, so thank you for everybody that took part. There were some lovely finished objects. We wanted to do a quick show of the prizes again, didn't we?
Yes.
Now, what we decided to do, and we'll do the same with all of our knit-alongs, is there will be one prize for a finished object, and then there will be at least one other prize, just if you had a go and posted a picture, you're in for that prize with a chance, because,
Sometimes life gets in the way, and it's so disappointing when you really want to take part in something and you can't finish it.
It's just about joining in ultimately.
Yeah.
And having a discussion and chatting to other retreat attendees if they're in there as well. So right. The prize for the finished object will be this lovely pack from Debbie of Down Sheepy Lane. And it's a sock set with some treats and a tea bag and a little stitch marker. There's her lovely logo. Oh, there it is. And this sock set is called Spring Flowers, and it's an 80/20 merino nylon. So the KAL actually doesn't finish until tomorrow at midnight. We're filming this on the Saturday the 21st.
Yes,
oh no, it finishes tonight. Right, it finishes tonight, which actually means it finishes when I get up on Sunday morning. So you've got
There's no way she'll still be awake at midnight.
Absolutely none. But I am quite an early riser, so it will probably finish about 7:30 on Sunday morning.
Plus, if you wait till 8, that means that if anybody on the in Pacific Standard Time is taking part, it's midnight for them. So that's
good
your
plan.
reasoning.
There we are. That's my excuse. So I'll close the thread and I will do random number generator of finished objects.
I'm still really gutted you won't let me enter for a prize.
Well, it's not for you. It is beautiful yarn. Oh, I really want to say who's selling now because, can we say?
Well, you can say one
okay,
particular
right,
one.
fine.
Yeah.
Debbie will be selling at the retreat.
Yay!
So I'm saving my pennies and I'm going to buy some of her yarn at the retreat. So I don't know if she'll have this colourway there, but you will have a chance to fondle some of her yarn.
Oh, yes.
So that's the prize for the finished object. Now, Jackie, who is Cornish Cat on Ravelry, hello lovely lady, came to find us at Exeter, didn't she?
Yes.
And she is a big spinner. She absolutely loves spinning. She bought loads of your fibre. Do you remember?
She sold some of my fibre for me as well because I was busy with another customer and somebody came up with questions. And so she took over and sold some. I was like, fine.
Bless her. She had quite
Thank you very much.
She started making a pile, didn't she?
Yeah.
Anyway.
And what was the massive shawl that she brought? Was it a starting point or a fade or?
It was the Find You Fade. And I said, oh, can I have a look? And it took her 5 minutes to unwind it without strangling herself.
Yeah, I didn't realise how big they were until I saw one in the flesh, so to speak.
Yeah, lovely though.
Yeah.
Really nice.
Yeah.
Anyway, the point is she super generously did some hand spinning for us and has donated this art yarn skein. Look. It's a sort of a thick and thin. It is a mixture of fibres and all sorts of gorgeous colours. And take it out of its wiggle so that you can see the gorgeousness. Look, how fun would that be? So this is going into the pot for prizes for joinerinners.
Yeah.
Is that a word?
I'm just thinking, wouldn't that be great in some of those woven things you see, like the wall hangings, where they have all the textured yarns?
It's such a fun skein of yarn. You want to let the yarn do the work.
Definitely.
You know, it's super fun. Anyway, so, excuse me, that's going into the pot for took parters.
Took parters.
Taken parters. Joinerinners. Let's go with joinerinners. Participants.
Yay!
I knew there was a word. So thank you, Jackie. That was really kind of you to donate that. I really appreciate it. Also, I'm putting a pattern in. Anyone that the winner of that can have any one of my patterns, and I will send that to them on Ravelry.
And I am donating a skein of yarn.
Ooh.
Yes. I actually have two of the same colourway.
Okay.
And one is for this one and one's for the next one. So it's time saving. There you go.
Tidy.
With all the prevaricating I've been doing. But this is Vivid Sunset. And it's on my Happy Owl sock yarn base, which is a blend of BFL and nylon.
Yeah, that's lovely.
Thank you very much.
So there we go. So thank you to everyone that participated.
How did your crafting go, Zoe? How many buttons did you get done?
I bought myself at Wonderwall last year, which is where we found Jen Best of Beaker buttons. I bought myself a little kit where we both did, didn't we? Just £10, and you get all the instructions and everything you need to make 5 different versions of the Dorset buttons. And I have opened the bag. And that's it. Sorry.
We might need to pause here a minute. Didn't you have an extra, because you ordered online and she sent you a mini pack? Wasn't that going to be a prize?
Yes, it was. There's another prize. Breaking news.
You can cut that out if you want it.
No, I think I'm going to leave it in just for the lols. Yeah, I ordered my Beaker buttons from her internet site afterwards because I ran out of cash at Wonderwall. And she included enough yarn and a little mini kit for 1 button. So I will put that in with my pattern drawer just to make it a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks, Jen. Sorry I didn't make the buttons. I'm just rubbish at the moment.
Oh, my days. That just shows she's really tired.
I'm really tired. But it's okay. I'm wearing enough mascara that I'll probably make it through the podcast.
Yeah, it's fine. And I'll just...
Yeah. Quick nudge.
No, it's fine.
So how did your project go for the knitting in the round?
I don't know if I'd planned anything at the beginning.
I can't remember either.
No. But I knit quite a few things in the round.
So you're just shamelessly shoehorning them into the knit along at the end?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm still, she won't let me play for prizes.
Mm-mm.
Ugh. Anyway, I decided that this was my entry. I made a hat. And I designed a hat as well. And the pattern will be available at some point once I've had it tech edited and test knitted. I've got another pattern being looked after at the moment by the tech editor. So I'll get there eventually. And the pattern will be called Raining Sideways. You're so pretty.
It's lush.
And it's knit in the round. And it has a round pom-pom. So I think that should be 2 entries. Please and thank you.
Snuggly. I like it.
It's knit in my own DK yarn. And I'd tell you the colourway if I could remember the name. But amusing story about that was when we went to Edinburgh Yarn Festival. And it was Baltic. I'd done about 2 rows of the hat. And then I forgot to bring a hat with me. So the entirety of my first day around the show was spent knitting the hat.
Yeah.
And I did it. So I had it ready for the next day.
And we needed it, didn't we?
But not the pom-pom. The pom-pom got finished about a week and a half later because I didn't have my pom-pom maker and I'd forgotten what a colossal pain in the bum it is making them with cardboard hoops.
Styling. So what's this bit? This is stocking stitch. What's this bit?
It's pattern, which
pattern.
will be for sale shortly.
Oh, okay, fine. It's a lovely hat. It's a shame you can't win any prizes.
It can be worn as a beanie or as a slouch because you can turn the brim up and it covers the first row of pattern. I'm only saying that because I can't remember what the stitch is called. And then you've just got the top bit.
I like a double brim.
Yeah. Yeah, pleased with that.
So you did well to get that done. That was good. Right, well, the next knit along.
Da, da, da.
Drum roll. Our third tutor is the very lovely Renee Callahan of East London Knit. Sorry about that. There was a slight pause for yelling at teenagers.
It's just a necessary evil, I think.
But we had a really good thing going with the drum roll and I feel the tension has been lost.
Do you want to do it again?
No, I think we can probably salvage the end of the last bit.
Okay. So Renee.
Yes. Lovely Renee. Yes, the next knit along is, well, it'll have to be a knit along because it's only knitting patterns, isn't it?
Yes.
Yes. Is Renee Callahan of East London Knits. Now, she will be teaching brioche and double knitting at our retreat. And she
they
has
were both very popular classes, weren't they? we actually had to add an extra class on and ask her if she would stay an extra day.
Yeah.
So, which is exciting.
It's good, yeah.
I was really pleased about that, actually.
Yeah, and she was very happy to do that.
Yeah.
So she's got something like 60 patterns on Ravelry. So there's loads to choose from.
She has shawls, scarves, cardigans.
Yeah.
Like you were saying earlier, they're mostly larger items.
Yeah.
Rather than, there's not too many one skein patterns.
Yeah, there's a
There's
few
a few
accessories.
hats and things.
Couple of hats, couple of pairs of mitts.
And balls.
Balls.
With children. Totally children.
Yeah. I was having a look through yesterday to find the pattern that I was going to make. And I'm pretty chocker, because I did my big plan for the year. I'm pretty chocker with designing my own stuff and things I want to make. But I did want to try and take part a bit more successfully. So I have found, she's got a free pattern. It's called the Christmas Eve Bauble. You can find it on Rav, but it links to her blog online. So I just copied and pasted it and fiddled with it till it's all on one page. And this is what I'm going to be making.
I think that's going to be so cute.
It's like a Christmas Eve ball cosy, bit of colour work, and you knit most of it, and then you put a what did I say that was so funny?
Ball cosy. I'm 12.
You are 12. Just hush, okay?
It's been a really long week.
I'm going to be knitting a Christmas ornament cosy. And you start the decreases, then you add the Christmas globe and finish the decreases until you have your Christmas globe cosy. So, oh goodness me, I can't take her anywhere. So I dug through my stash of bits and bobs.
Yes.
It's a 4-ply pattern. I'm sure you could do it in any other way. You just need to find an appropriately sized
bauble
item. So I've got a sack of scraps and minis that I've been putting aside for my blanket that I'm knitting. But I've got some of your minis.
Yes.
Sparkle owl minis. And I've also got the leftovers from my pavement jumper, which is your Rumpelstiltskin colourway.
Yep.
And that's sparkly and it's gold. On Christmas it's gold.
Yeah. Oh, red and gold.
Yeah. I've also got some red in here, which are the minis that Sally sent me. So maybe that one. And I've got, oh, it's escaping. I've got like a mason jar on my mantelpiece in my craft room that's full of minis, and now that is some of yours as well, and that's red and Christmassy. What's that one called?
Red currant.
Red currant. And I've got a green down the bottom, that one.
But some of the others would be lovely for the accent colours, because I noticed on that pattern, on the pattern you showed, some of them there's just a teeny bit, like the middle bit, there's just a teeny bit of other colours. So the purples and blues and things would look nice in the middle, wouldn't they?
You have one main colour and 3 contrast colours. And then I've got, again, I'm sorry, this is a shameless plug for your yarn, but I just have a lot of it. This is undyed Sparkle Owl, which, if I hold it against the cream, I mean, doesn't that say Christmas to you? Goodness me. So that's what I'm going to do, and I am going to make them, and I will have balls.
Excellent.
How about you? What are you going to pick?
I have picked a pattern which was very kindly given to me.
Giffened?
I don't like the word gifted.
You can say given then.
I know. I was halfway to saying gifted, and I remembered I don't like gifted.
Right.
So I changed to given. It was given to me by somebody who I should really look up. It was given to me on Ravelry. I'm terribly sorry I don't remember your name, but thank you very much for giving it to me. I'm so bad with names, aren't I?
Yes.
You just have to... It's like when the Queen goes anywhere and there's someone stood behind her shoulder whispering in her ear who people are. That's
my
what
job.
I need you for.
Okay.
Yeah. But somebody very lovely gave me this pattern, and I would really like to knit it. The Angelus Novus cardigan. And I've been looking at it for more than a year.
Show the other side, because then they'll see that it's
the
a wrap.
front. So yeah, it's a wraparound cardigan, and it looks to be a really interesting construction, because without giving too much away, you can pretty much see it from looking at it. You basically knit a shawl and then expand on it to go around the front and do clever things, which I haven't got to in the pattern yet, reading it, to make it into a wraparound cardigan. And if you can either have it pinned up as a wraparound cardigan, or it'd be like a waterfall front effect.
I like that you can pin it, so because we've all got nice shawl pins and things, so you can, it's a nice excuse to use your knitting jewellery.
Yeah, the knitting bling.
And I tell you who's made 2 of those, Danny from Little Bobbins Knits.
Oh.
She made one for her and loved it, so made one for her mum. It's a really lovely pattern.
I wonder what yarn she used.
I think for one of them she used the recommended yarn, which is...
Is it Brooklyn Tweed? No,
Blacker Swan DK.
I knew it began with a B.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Blacker Swan DK is recommended, or it's the yarn that she uses. She says it's a very thick DK, so I could consider a heavy worsted or even Aran weight yarn. I haven't picked my yarn yet. I don't know yet.
What options have you got?
Well, not an awful lot at home.
Which implies we might be shopping at Wonderwall.
Yeah, or maybe I should just dye some, because my DK is quite a heavy DK.
That's true. And it's not a fitted design anyway, so...
Yeah. So maybe I'll dye something.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
But not this week.
No.
I'm quite busy this week.
Yeah.
So that's my... I'm not going to say plan, I'm going to say aspiration.
Aspiration. It's just as well that we're not eligible for prizes anyway. It's a bit of a shambles when it comes to actually knitting for these knit-alongs.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
But yeah, do go and have a look at her patterns on Ravelry. There's loads and loads. And if perhaps you wanted to do her brioche or double knitting, but unfortunately we couldn't fit you in, then maybe this is your chance to have a go, because then you could turn up wearing your thing and show her, which would be lovely.
Yes, wearing some East London knits.
I love seeing, not that I've seen many of them, but seeing people in the things that I've designed. It's really nice. So I'm sure any of the tutors would be thrilled.
It's really gratifying seeing people in my yarn as well.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I bet they would. I know Carrie Westerman wrote a blog post a couple of weeks ago saying that she loves seeing people turn up to her classes wearing her knits.
Oh, that's fun.
So, yeah,
Yeah.
I'll bet it is, because you just put so much into it and then you send it out into the world, and it's not as if you sat in a shop or on a stall and watching people come and admire it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, to actually see people wearing it must just be a real lift.
Yeah. And were we going to say that if anyone came to the retreat in something they had knit alonged, they could have an extra ticket for the door prizes?
We were.
Because there's going to be sort of a general raffly door prize thing at the event.
It's going to be good as well.
It's going to be fab. So if you make anything for any of these alongs and you come modelling it...
I think we've got about 10 prizes lined up already.
Yeah, everyone gets an entry anyway, but if you come in a thing that you made for the knit-alongs, you get an extra dibs. So that'd be nice.
Yeah.
So prizes for this along, the very lovely Emma of Eldenwood Craft has very generously offered to give us a bag. A bag as a prize. I will insert a photo here. And isn't it lovely?
Beautiful.
Gorgeous. I bought one of her bags myself, probably a couple of years ago now, before I
really
knew
enjoy
her.
that, don't you?
Yeah, and I keep my blanket squares in, and they are fantastic quality, really nice.
Did you want to say something else about Emma?
I think we probably ought to. Emma's coming to the retreat, and she's one of our vendors. Yay!
So that's 2 you know about now.
Yeah, that's 2. Sheepy Lane
secret.
And Eldenwood Craft. So, so thank you very much, Emma, for donating that prize. So her bag will be the prize for somebody that completes something. And in terms of prizes for joiner-inners, which is sort of the category that we fall into consistently, I feel, there will be Wave You Yarn again. There'll be
very empathetic.
Yeah, another skein of Owl About Yarn in this colourway, which is
Vivid Sunset.
Vivid Sunset. And where did I put it? Another person coming to the retreat and also vending is our friend Ange. And Ange runs Yarn and Yarns in Penarth.
Oh, it's such a lovely little shop.
Yeah. Have you seen her latest podcast? She also has a podcast, writing that down. And you must go and watch that, because as well as just her being fantastic and lots of nice FOs of various sorts, because she's a yarn shop owner, you also get a bit of an insight into it, how you run an LYS, which I found really interesting.
Yeah. Besides which, of course, you want to go and see all the podcasts, because then you'll remember who people are. Or is that just me?
No, not just you. It's fabulous. And we need to go and see her because she's just got some new yarns in.
Weren't you saying that you needed some bomb-proof mansock yarn?
She started stocking West Yorkshire Spinners.
Oh.
And she's got their signature 4-ply in. And the Wensleydale Gems.
Yeah.
And something else. The Croft. The Shetland Croft.
The one that you did the cowl in?
The one that I designed my Jackson's Bay cowl in. I can't remember. Croft Shetland Tweed, I think is what it is.
You really should know that.
Yeah. I haven't slept properly since March, okay? Give me a break. Anyway, the long and short of it is that a while ago, Angela very kindly gave me a skein of yarn to give away on the podcast, which I promptly forgot all about. And then I found it. Not that I'd lost it. That would be wrong. So what we've got is a 50-gram skein of Mirasol Hacho. It's 100% hand-dyed merino wool. Look at that.
It's really nice to work with.
It's in shade 301 and it's 50 grams, which is 125 metres.
Do you remember when Rob came up to me, having told me he didn't need another hat, and realised he'd lost his hat when the Beast from the East struck?
Did indeed need another hat.
That's the yarn I used to make him a hat.
Oh, okay.
I held it double because I wanted something quick and fast and thick. But it was really nice, and he really enjoys wearing it as well, so it's a lovely yarn.
It's really nice. And is 127 metres of DK enough for fingerless mitts? Might need to pair it with something. But anyway, it's beautiful yarn, and thank you very much to Ange for contributing that. So that will be another prize as well. And I'll chuck one of my patterns into the mix. And hopefully by the time we draw the winners, there'll be more of my patterns. So a bit more of a choice.
Well, you're doing well with that, so it's all coming together. Slowly but surely.
I'm getting there.
Yeah.
In terms of details, the hashtag is #ReneeRetreat. So please tag your projects on Instagram with that. It runs until the 20th of July. It starts now. Now, go.
Immediately.
And it runs until the 20th of July.
Yeah.
So it's 3 months again.
Yeah. Because then the following one will run from the 21st of July until the start of the retreat.
Yes. And also, because a lot of Renee's patterns are larger items, we thought, well, if we start you now, then if you don't finish by the end of this KAL, you'll still have enough time to finish it
before the retreat.
For swanking about in during the retreat.
She was thinking of me with my aspirations of a cardigan.
Yeah, I'm sure you can do it.
Yes, I can do it.
Yeah, so there you go. So lovely prizes and bag. And we'll start a thread in Ravelry as usual, and I'll put pictures up and I will include links to everybody. I think that's it.
Yeah. It's 6 months.
I know.
In 6 months' time,
yes,
we'll be on day 2.
We will. Goodness me.
You will already have taken 2 classes. You will have come to the Friday night pre-social if you arrive in Cardiff on the Friday.
Yeah.
You will have come to the Saturday night social. The door prizes will have been awarded. The bring and take table will have been raided.
Yeah. I've got quite a stack of things, actually.
I'm building them up, yeah.
I think I'm going to put my alpaca in there. My drops alpaca leftovers.
Oh, yeah.
Plenty for a project. I just can't think of what I want to make, so it can go in there.
And it'll just be staring at you. Yeah.
Judging me. Judgy alpaca.
But yeah, we'll already be more than halfway through.
Yeah. And we're working through our list. We had I was supposed to drive to Cardiff yesterday to go and see Jenny to have Wool Summit, because we have loads of stuff to be getting on with for the retreat and for Wonderwool. It was supposed to be
Wednesday, but I was a little tied up on Wednesday, literally. Attached via cannula to antibiotics in the hospital, so that had to be put off. But then yesterday you were poorly.
Well, I wasn't poorly, I was just exhausted and I couldn't face it. It takes a long time, I forget, even with the extra new road, it takes quite a while to get from yours to mine and back again.
Yeah, it's still 35 minutes if you don't get any stops.
And given that we're trying to do it around school run, there actually isn't much useful time in the middle.
You have to really bust a groove at the start of the day, don't you?
Yeah. Anyway, so in the end, we video conferenced each other through the magic of Messenger.
Oh my days. When she said she wasn't feeling very well and she'd video call me, I thought, it'd be a nice chat, cup of tea at each end. It'll just be, how you doing? I'm knackered. So I set up my badge maker and I thought, I'll just plod along with this. No, there was an agenda. It was full on.
We're doing this. I want you to know we're doing this properly.
I had a page and a half of to-dos by the time this call finished.
Yeah.
But I got them done.
We were updating spreadsheets like a demon.
Yes.
Arranging all sorts of things. So we had a video conference
it was really
meeting,
useful.
And so it's all sort of kicking up a gear now, isn't it? Into the last 6 months and things like that. So it's been fun. Yeah.
It's keeping on top of things and... we're definitely learning things, I think, while we're going along as well. And of course, we do have to start thinking about next year.
We do. We've kind of already preliminarily...
That'll do.
Is that a word? I know preliminary.
It is now.
Preliminarily booked the same place again for pretty much the same weekend the following year. So that's good.
Yeah. But the other one, you see, is going to be first.
Can we tell them? Can we tell them about the pin? Oh, the microphone. I was trying to be subtle, but the microphone's there on my sleeve. In case you didn't catch that, can we tell them about the pins?
Yes.
Go on then.
No, you can tell them. It's your baby.
Well, no, it's not, because you're emailing them.
Yeah, but you thought of it and now I'm just implementing it.
You see, this is what we struggle with. We both try and think that everything's the other person's brilliant idea. I decided we should have pins. And I said to Jenny, I think we should have pins for the retreat. And so she has then done all the work of sourcing, contacting, emailing and getting proofs. And somehow it's my genius idea. So,
well, it was your idea. Well, I just did the rest.
Anyway, we're having enamel pins made up. And they've got a what dome?
Plastic. You know, it's not. I want to say latex, and it's not latex.
It's an enamel pin, but it's not feely. The surface isn't going to be lumpy bumpy. It's got a little clear dome over the top to keep it all protected. So it will be smooth and it won't chip.
Yes.
So we're in the process of getting that sorted now, and we need to decide if they'll be available in advance or not. But we will keep you updated. But that's quite exciting. And we've been sorting out fabric for goodie bags. And
we've got
the fabric.
Yeah.
And I've been talking to my mum about centerpiece decorations, because my mum's super crafty and she's really good with sort of arranging flowers and stuff like that. And I just stick stuff in vases. So Mum said she'll come and help us do that, which is good.
Yeah, we're getting to talk about the real nitty-gritty details, like how long will it take to put bunting up and things. So you can tell that the rest of the main preparations are going well when we get down to how long to put bunting up.
Yeah. So it's all progressing really well. And I think that's it. I think we're done.
Yeah, I think we've covered everything.
Yeah. So I will draw all the winners for the Beaker Button knit along, and I will put it up in the thread and on Instagram and on Insta stories. And if you are a winner, please send me a message, Instagram or Ravelry, either is fine, and we will get everything out to you. Go and have a look at Renee's patterns. Remember that it's #ReneeRetreat. I'll set up a new thread, and I think that's it.
I think you've covered it all.
Right.
Well done, Carter.
Thank you very much. And we're all done by 10:10 on a Saturday morning.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Good stuff, pal.
Time for more tea.
Time for more tea. Thank you for watching. Thank you for coming. I'm so excited.
Are we going to aim for a halfway podcast this time? We did think about it, didn't we? Because we could put our interviews in there, couldn't we?
Oh, yes. Tell them about the interviews.
Interviews. Have we not mentioned that already?
No.
So, Wonderwall's next weekend, and I shouldn't really... It's like picking a child, isn't it? Picking a favourite yarn show. I feel a little bit guilty about all the other ones, but I think Wonderwall is my favourite.
It's our home show.
It was the very first one that accepted me for a start.
It's the very first one I went to.
And it's the very first one I went to, and I went as a visitor for years before. So yeah, there's something very special about Wonderwall, but we're going to be there next week, and the other people who are going to be there are Jen Best from Beaker Button and Emma Bevan from Folky Felt. So we're hoping to be able to have a word with them, and see if they'll do an interview with us for the podcast. Emma has already replied and said that she'd be happy to.
Yeah.
We'll at least be going and talking with Jen, even if she's not interested in, because some people don't want to come on a camera, do they?
So, but at the very least, I'm sure she'd let us take some nice pictures of her stall.
And a little bit of video of it and things. But yeah, and we were thinking that maybe it'd be a good idea to have a midway podcast in the KAL.
Yeah.
So about 6 weeks' time. Where does
Sounds
that take us? Into June?
Yeah.
Just after Leeds Wool Festival then.
Yeah.
Cool.
So yeah, we'll try and keep a bit more content coming for you guys. Other than that, get knitting, I'd say.
Yeah.
Whole cardigan. I've only got to knit a small ball.
I'll race you.
Race you. Okay, fine. Okay, well, happy knitting, happy crafting, and we will see you in the thread.
Bye-bye.
Bye. No, I think that's
cleavage looks good.
Well, you could put a plate of sandwiches on that. Right, I'm going to drink this fast. Okay, so there's no more...
no more cold tea to spit. Okay, I'm gathering myself.
I'm trying already.
just be prepared.
Yeah,
Constant vigilance.
My face is starting to ache now. Our third tutor is the very lovely Renee Callahan of East London Knit.
We need to go now.
They need to go now.